Hi everyone, my name is Rose, also known as TA Summers. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is kind of like a 3-in-1 situation in which I am going to be talking about the progress report of my September TBR, which is to say it's not really that great in terms of what I've been able to complete, but I'll get into that as I go through this video. I will also be talking about my October TBR and what I'm planning to read for the current month. As you can see, I've kind of got my October fall colors going on in terms of the outfit as well as the eyeshadow and everything else. So I feel like I'm good to go in terms of being ready for the season and being ready for the month. So without further ado, let's get started. And hopefully this will be under 15 minutes or less. Let's hope. So the first thing that I want to do is go through my September TBR picks to tell you what I've been able to get through and what ones I'm currently reading and ones that I have not been able to get to, but I would like to be able to pick up probably in this month. I'm not saying that it's a definite, but I'm going to do my best to try. I think overall that the month of September was kind of a busy one for me, so I wasn't able to accomplish everything that I wanted to get to between writing out the hurricane that came through my area and a lot of other things that were going on. I didn't get to as many books as I wanted to, but I feel like this month I wanted to establish my TBR much sooner than I did for the previous month, so hopefully this one will go a lot smoother. So the first book on my list for September TBR was The Book of Night by Holly Black, and I actually have not even started that particular book, so I would like to get to it this month if I can. It's not on my formal TBR for October, but I would like to get to it. I'm just going to try to see if I can carry it over into this month's reading if I can. Second book is Midnight Water City by Chris McKinney. And so I've actually started this, and so far I'm really enjoying it, but I have not completed it for the month of September. So this is on my current TBR. I would like to finish reading it this month, so it's a work in progress. So just FYI. The next book that was on my September TBR was The Kinsman Universe by Ilona Andrews, and I was actually able to complete this in the month of for my September reads, but I completed it actually in the month of October. This was a compilation of the first two books in the Kinsman universe, and I will talk about that as well as the novella that accompanies this universe. So I will talk about that in an upcoming review, and I also have the third book in this series, which I'll talk about when I get to my October TBR in terms of the next book in the series that I want to get to. The next book that was on my September TBR was Audrey Waite, and I've actually started my reread of this so far. I have not gotten too far into it yet, but I'm hoping to be able to complete this very soon, so it's a work in progress. The fourth book that was on my for the month of September on my TBR was The Undead Truth of Us by Brittany S. Lewis. I have started this and I hope to complete it this month, so it's on my currently reading list, and so far I really like it, but I haven't gotten too far into it, so work in progress. Hopefully I can finish it pretty soon. The next book that was on my list for my September TBR was The Shadow of the Lions by Christopher Swan. This is a work in progress as well. I'm currently reading it now and I really like the atmosphere of it. And it definitely rings true to the Dark Academia vibes that I have been hearing about it. So hopefully I will get a review up for this as soon as I finish it, and hopefully tell you all of my thoughts about it. So the next book that I have on my list for my September TBR was The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. This is also a work in progress. I've started a little bit of it, but I haven't really gotten too far into it, but I'm hoping to finish this as soon as I can, hopefully within the next several days or so, and I'll get my review up on it as soon as I can. So the next two books that were on my September TBR were respectively Vacation Crust by Yara St. John. I have not started this yet, but it is on my October reading list. It is not on my formal TBR for this month, but I'm definitely planning on picking it up this month. Shouldn't take me too long to get through this. And the book after that, which is the ninth book, is The Spirit of Second Chances by Cynthia Williams. I have not started this one either, but I'm hoping to get to it pretty soon. It should be an appropriate themed book to read for the month of October, since it has a supernatural component. But hopefully, I will get to this soon and give you my thoughts about it. And the last book that was on my September TBR that unfortunately I have not been able to get to, but I want to get to it as soon as I possibly can. This is Amari and the Great Game, and this will be read. This is not on my October formal TBR, but I'm planning on reading it this month as soon as I possibly can. So in terms of the total number of books that were on my October TBR that I have not read, or that I have read, the Kinsman universe was the only one that I was able to complete for the month of September on my formal TBR, which I hope that I will do a better job for October. And since I'm feeling ambitious, and since I think that I can get through several of the books that I am currently reading in a timely manner, I decided to do a list of 10 new books for my October TBR, and I will go through those. So my formal TBR for the month of October is a list of 10 books, and I knew that I wanted to do more of a list of creepy reads alongside with other books that I wanted to pick up during the month of October. So this is kind of a mix of books that I own, books that I have received as ARCs that I want to get to, and basically like a smorgasbord of different things, but I wanted the emphasis to be able to be on spooky books since it's October and it's spooky season. So what can you do? So without further ado, let's get into the books that I plan on reading for this month. The first book that I want to feature for my reading for the October TBR that I plan on reading is Anti-Romance by Shoko Hidaka. And I had talked about this in my book haul video. This shouldn't take me too long to be able to get through. I wanted to read a few manga actually in the month of October, and this was one that caught my eye that is LGBTQ themed, and it takes place in terms of a couple of good friends who are potential lovers. It's kind of a will they won't they situation, and they've known each other for a long time. So I'm hoping to be able to get to this soon, and this will be the first one that's on my October TBR list. The next book that is on my October TBR list is Ilona Andrews' Faded Blades. This is the third book in the Kinsman universe. Since I love the first omnibus of this particular series, I wanted to be able to follow it up pretty quickly, so I have owned this for a while, and I also got it as a galley, and I loved what I read from it so much, but I realized that I had not read the first two books in the series, so I wanted to read those before I got to this one. So I'm now finally being able to get to it. So this will be coming down the pipeline in terms of a review, and I'm looking forward to reading it this month. So the third book that I want to feature that I'm going to be getting to in the month of October is Gear Breakers by Soe Hana Mikuta. This was another one that was featured in my one of my book haul videos. I'm really excited to read it. It's a YA sci-fi book, and I'm excited to be able to get to this as soon as I possibly can. So fingers crossed that I'll be able to get to it this month and let you all know what I think of it. Next book I want to feature is a YA horror. This is Burn Down, Rise Up by Vincent Tirado, and I'm hoping to get to this pretty soon. This looks like a really intriguing horror. I believe that it has to do kind of like with a high stakes game that has mysterious elements to it. I have not read this author before, but I definitely I've heard very good things about Burn Down, Rise Up, and I'm hoping to get to this pretty soon in October. The next three books that I'm going to feature are definitely appropriate for spooky season, and I'll just go through them quickly. First one is a graphic novel. This is Hollow by Shannon Waters, Brendan Boyer White, and Bernice Nell. And this is one that I recently picked up that is a interesting retelling of Sleepy Hollow. I'm hoping to be able to get to this pretty soon. The next one is a book that I've had for a little while, and it's one of two books that I'm going to feature for Alexis Henderson's work. This first one is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, and I wanted to marathon read her work for this particular month. So this is the first book that I'm going to pick up, and the next book is actually one that I have an arc of. It is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. The cover up on here. I think it's already released by the time this video goes up, so I'm hoping to be able to read both of them and give you my thoughts in terms of how it relates to a spooky season. I hope that I can give Alexis Henderson a few nods because she's a phenomenal writer. I've read a little bit of The Year of the Witching, and I really like her writing style, so I'm hoping to be able to give you my full thoughts on both. Next book I want to feature is one of two books that I'm planning on reading by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And since this one is kind of has a creepy vibe to it, and I have not had the chance to be able to read it in full and review it, this is Untamed Shore by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And as you can see, this is the paperback edition. This takes place in 1979, and it's kind of a thriller story. It's not horror from what I can tell, but this is kind of a thriller aspect to get to it. I love Sylvia Moreno Garcia's writing, and I'm hoping to be able to get to this as soon as I can. The ninth book that I want to feature is the second book of this month that I'm going to read by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and that is The Daughter of Dr. Moreau, which is a retelling of the island of Dr. Moreau set in 19th century Mexico. I'm hoping to be able to get to it soon. I have it as a galley, and it should be on sale by the time this video goes up, and I'll put the cover here for your reference, but I'm definitely excited to be able to get to this book this month. And the last book that I want to feature is another art that I have been able to pick up, which is Hate Machine by Stephen Blackmore, and it is the 8th book in its respective series. I haven't read very many books by Stephen Blackmore, and I'm hoping to be able to review more on both my channel as well as on my Goodreads and on my blog. So I'll put the cover up here for your reference. I'm definitely looking forward to reading this particular series, talking about a necromancer, and I figured that would be a good way to cap off the season reads for October. So that is pretty much it for this video. I wanted to make sure that it was a short one so that I could highlight to all of you what my progress report was for last month and what my anticipated reads for this month will be. And I wanted to create a realistic goal, so it made sense for me to do just a solid list of 10 books that I could pick up in the month of October and kind of balance it with the other books that I'm reading of contemporary that are carried over from the previous month into this month. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications to support what I do here and be updated with more videos. Thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.